Hi everyone, this is Joel here, and I'm going to talk to you today about a feature of MinecraftEdu that we are calling World Templates. So I'm going to get my MinecraftEdu server tool over here, and this is where I can start a new world or load a saved world that I've worked on previously, or even launch our tutorial world. But what I'm going to show you today that's new is a world template. So world templates are just really our name for sort of any kind of saved lesson or activity, or anything that you want to do with a class or with your kids at home, indeed, that it's a template. You can download these online, other teachers can create them, people can share them, and you can load it up. You can load up multiple templates, one for each class. There's a lot of versatility in what you can do. And this whole interface is very temporary. We're going to come up with a much more robust way to sort through different templates, find activities. They're going to be tagged and rated, and people can comment on them, that kind of thing. But for right now, we have a number of different types of activities loaded up here. And I'm just going to give you a sample of a couple of them just to give you an idea of some of the things you can start to do with MinecraftEdu. The first one I'm going to show you is from an environmental section here. This is actually more of a sort of a team building and collaboration and problem solving map, but it's wrapped up in an environmental with an environmental message. So I'm going to say start the server with this template. Here we go. So now that the server's running, I can go through, here's some information. I can see what the IP that the server is running on, and there's instructions for how to get my class connected. I can go through, I can change some of the settings if I want. For example, I can make it so that the day and night will cycle, and that we can have different weather effects. But let's just jump right into the game. I'm gonna get Minecraft going here. And I will say that I'm a teacher, type in my password. And I entered the game here in this underground bunker. And through a number of signs and these information blocks right over here, the students start to unravel the story and figure out what's going on in this world they've entered. So I'll just summarize for you. I won't read all the blocks. They learn that they've been asleep for 200 years. They're in a safe bunker underneath the surface of underneath the summit of Mount Everest, and that some sort of ecological catastrophe has happened up above. And they are told that it should be safe to return to the surface and explore and examine and try to figure out what's going on and what they can do to help. They also learn that most of the rest of humanity has been evacuated off of the planet in these giant spaceships. So they work their way up, and they're told to come to the surface. Here, let me gonna put myself in creative mode and speed myself up just so I can move this along a little bit. And they come out of this cave, and right away they see some strange sights, and they don't know what that's about quite yet. But as they come out and explore, they see they are indeed on Mount Everest. There's the summit there. And if we look around a little bit, we'll see that this is one of the only spots of dry land left on the planet. It's kind of a water world here. So, I leave clues that prompt them what to do next, but it's really up to their own ingenuity to figure out what's really going on and what their tasks need to be. They can make their way to this abandoned science station here, and there's some more clues to read. There's a journal of a doctor that was left behind here. And what they end up piecing together is that, let me turn my movement speed back to normal here, that the environment, the ecology of the planet has really been devastated. You'll notice there's no grass, there's no plant life left on Mount Everest, and that the only way that the humans out in space will return to the planet is if they can kind of kickstart the ecology going again and regreen the Earth. And they need to discover how to do that. And then once they do that, there is this rocket ship. They need to mine up iron blocks and fill in the outline of this rocket ship, and also find enough fuel in order to launch the rocket, in order to signal the humans out in space. And in order to get the planet green again, they have to start planting trees. And they'll notice there's a little bit of green left. And if they come down into the secret cave, what they find is very mysterious. They find the last tree left on planet Earth. So what they figure out they need to do is harvest the tree. They get saplings from the trees, and they have to replant the trees, and then from those few seedling trees, they can get more saplings and keep going. But now here's the interesting thing. I've modified this world. Here, you know what? Let me go into build mode just so I can move around a little more quickly and easily. Here in build mode, you can go right through solid rock, so I will do that. And here, let me just make a day so we can see. So now I've modified this world. In the fiction of the story, humans have used up all the natural resources. There's actually no coal or any other way to use a furnace in the map at the beginning. So they are told that they need to make iron blocks to sort of make a symbolic representation of this rocket ship that they're supposed to launch. But if you're a Minecraft player, you know that you need to put raw iron ore into a furnace in order to be able to smelt it into iron ingots, which lets you make the blocks. So what the students have to realize is that the only way to smelt those iron blocks are to cut down the trees that they are planting, in order to burn the wood in the furnace. Now, this right away creates a tension. They have an ecological goal, an environmental goal of replanting all these trees, but of course, they need that very same resource in order to meet their industrial goal, which is to launch the spaceship. So, you know, I've done this map a couple times with 2 different classes, with different age groups, and there's been some really fascinating conversations that have sparked from this about finding the balance, about being able to balance the needs of industry and society and progress with the ecology. And so I was really happy with how this came out. So anyway, I'm going to disconnect from this server. That's just a taste. There's actually a lot more hidden stuff and things to explore and find in this map. But I'm going to go back to my server. I'm actually going to stop the server, and I just want to show you another type of map, a very different map that you can get as a world template. So here we are back at the server tool. I'll choose world template again. And this time I'm going to show you a map that I didn't create. This was created by Eric Walker, who is a humanities teacher actually in Kuwait. And he made this just awesome, expansive world for his humanities students to play remotely from home, but still using MinecraftEdu software. So let's start this server. Here we go. And I'll go back in the game. I'll connect to the local server again. And so the students start in a kind of a safe house with there's some information to read, and they sort of lag. It stinks. Yeah, because as I said, the students are playing from home. There's lots of tips and ways to get started, and instructions for what to do. And let me tell you, this world is enormous. Eric has put in an incredible amount of time and put in such amazing details in this world. So here, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna use my my teacher powers a bit, and let's go into build mode again. Go right through the roof here, and you know, you just start exploring. I hope I'm going in the right direction here, and it's just an amazing world, filled with all of these landmarks and historically significant places and sort of instructional activities from all these different classical worlds. I believe this is this the Parthenon? No, I don't think so. But it's a Greek-inspired building, and it's peppered with all sorts of information and things to find. It just the attention to detail is just unbelievable, and I think as we look around, we can find some activity. So as the students begin to learn about Greek history and Greek architecture, there's a couple different building areas. You see these green circles. These are places where students in this map are allowed to build, and they're told to build their own academies, to build their own schools. I think in this example, in these locations. So let's see what else we can find. I'm not even sure what this is. What is this? Ooh, the Caves of Wonder. You know, ready to go spelunky. We'll put on your spelunking hat. All right, okay. I'll game. I'm game. It's cool. See, I've been playing around with this map for weeks, and I haven't even come across this place. It's so cool. Wow, Eric is just amazing. Very cool, very cool. All right, well, now that I'm lost underground, so you can see there's also some fantastical elements to this map. But so rather than just wandering around aimlessly, I'm going to use MinecraftEdu's teleportation system here and go to some of these teleport stations that Eric has embedded into the map. So I went to ancient China here, and we can see some examples of Chinese architecture and learn a little bit more about the culture there. You know, and just everywhere you go, there are these sort of either colorful elements or historical details that have been put into this map. Let's see, where else? Since ancient China, we got more pages. Rome. Why not? Let's go to Rome. SPQR, excellent. So right, so we go to Rome, of course, aqueducts. We got a little bazaar there, a market. Now I think he does have a Colosseum somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've seen that before. Maybe it's not in this location. But I believe there's a Colosseum where he's actually set it up so the students can engage in a little bit of competition. Have a spleef tournament. If you know Minecraft, you know what that's about. Maybe I'll just go to one more location here. Babylon, Fairy Tale Forest. Obviously, more fantastical elements. Let's go to Babylon. Let's see. The world's just loading. I'm not on the fastest computer here, so it's the server's having a little trouble loading all these areas. Oh, this is just so cool. I wonder if these are supposed to be the Hanging Gardens or something. So anyway, I mean, you could do a whole semester in this world. You know, the students could go in and out of these different areas, and you could go back and forth in and out of the game with supplementary materials, and just sort of really use the game as a way to just soak in the flavor of the world. And you can you know, and of course you can edit this yourself. If you're a teacher and you've got ideas, you can take this map and you can expand it and go from there. I should probably mention that I don't think that Eric created everything in this map himself. I believe he went online and found schematic files of other historical buildings that other people had made and copied and pasted them into his map. But that's something you can do. I mean, that's I just think more credit to Eric for doing that. And if you go into the map files, he does give credit for everyone's creations. You know, in the world of academics, attribution is very important. So, all right, I'm going to disconnect, and I'm just going to show you very quickly one more map just to give you an idea of a different type of activity you could do with a world template. So the two I showed you so far were worlds that were you know, sort of lesson plans that were already kind of in place, already sort of laid out, mapped out what a teacher was supposed to do with their class. But what we also want to do with world templates is to provide a number of just sort of basic maps, sort of locations and places where other types of gameplay could happen. So I'm going to join this server, and I'll just see this is a map I made. Here, let me make it daytime. Here's a map I made for different group projects. And most recently, I had all of my second grade classes. I teach 10 different sections of second grade, and I wanted them all for the first time to build in the same world. But I wanted to start them all off separately before I had them all intermingling. So what I did was I created this map, and I've given each class, each section, each second grade group their own area. You know what? Here, let's. I'm going to use some of my keyboard shortcuts here and go into build mode. I will go nice and fast. So as we go around, there's a central section. So each class has its own area, and what I told them what to do was to each start building a different city building. So some of them build hospitals and schools and police stations and zoos and aquariums and theme parks. It was very cute. But the idea is this is a world template. You don't have to do it this way. You could do this with anything where you wanted to divide up students into different areas. You could have one student go to each group and do a farming unit, or start working with redstone and try to figure out their own building assignments. And you of course have the flexibility to remove the borders. Oh, I should mention that these special blocks are border blocks. Teachers can fly and jump right over them, but students cannot. Students will be stopped at the border. So what I did with my second graders is once each group of 10 kids each had created their buildings, had created their city buildings, then I removed the walls and I let the kids start intermingling and exploring each other's creations. What we're hoping is teachers out there, or they don't have to be teachers, anybody out there with an idea of something that might serve sort of an educational or just fun purpose, will create these templates and share them with other people. And then, they can be used in a variety of different ways. You can play it as the creator intended and follow their lesson plans and use whatever supporting materials they have, or take it in your own direction and do your own thing. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you see this system will allow for a lot of cross-pollination of ideas, and, we can't wait to see what people create with this. So thanks for watching.